Isn't this process of discovery just incredible? Looking for evidence of what's right. Looking for evidence of strengths. And in this module, module 11, we're looking for evidence of your spiritual strength. That is, the things that are bigger than you. The things that drive you, the things that motivate you. Those things that are not always tangible, but the things that really bring about meaning and purpose in your life. What I want to read for you, I'm going to read the Lockhart principle as it relates to spiritual design. And this is what it says. Wherever you step, whatever you touch, whatever you leave, even unconsciously, will serve as an open witness for you. Not only your fingerprints or your footprints, the calm your caring brings, the friends you influence to do right, the inspiration to endure, the forgiveness you show to those who wronged you, the faith you hold to when everything seems to be going bad, the sacrifices you make for the less fortunate, the message of hope you spread when all seems lost, the people you support, the love you show when those people give nothing in return, your belief that your life and the lives of others have value. All of these and more bear loud witness to your unique spiritual design. This is evidence that does not forget. It's not confused by the excitement of the moment. It is not absent because human witnesses are. It is factual, spiritual evidence that cannot be wrong. It does not lie or perjure itself. It cannot be wholly absent. Only your failure to find it, to study it, to understand it, can diminish its value to you discovering your purpose in life. One of the most important parts of spiritual design is articulating motive. And what I ask you to do as part of preparation for this module is to read, I think, chapter 8. Read the 2 chapters on spiritual design, but also reading evidence of motive. Motive is vital. Motive is really, it's the why behind what it is I do. Motive is vital in every sense of the word. When we do anything in life and we do it without motive, essentially in the world of forensics, in the world of law, that's called insanity. If we have no driving reason or driving purpose or pre-thought before we do something, that is insanity. When you have someone who goes out and kills 10 people and they're asked, well, why did you do it? No, I don't know. There was no clear reason. There was no pre-thought. It was just an act of madness. That's not what you want your life to be. You want your life to have a meaning and a purpose behind it. So what is it? In the world in which we live, there are many different motives. Some people just want to figure out who they are intellectually so they can earn a great degree and go become, some great profession to make money. For some people it's status. For some people it's acceptance or control or power. There are lots of different motives. Some for pleasure, for altruism. They want to learn to give to other people and to be involved in other people's lives and to volunteer. For some it's compassion. For some it's hate. They hate, and so they learn different ways of creating computer viruses. They're against big corporations. They're against governments. They're against whatever. And so in their cause, they will create ways in which to destroy. So what's your motive? What's the right motives that you have for even being in this class of discovery, in prima facie evidence? What do you want to discover for? How are you going to use that evidence once discovered? It's very important that you figure out what it is. It's very important that you know what those personal beliefs about your life are. You have that long and entailed matrix which talks about spiritual capacity, and you've got about 15, 20 different options to look at. So go through them and rate yourself as being strong or very strong or somewhat or marginally strong or not strong. Write down and go through them in terms of clarity and hope and prayer and eternal perspective and empathy and moral direction and moral strength and various other things. We ask you to look at and we ask you to try and determine where your spiritual strengths are there. And we ask you to look at a number of different other areas of your spirituality about where you give and how you give and about forgiveness and other issues like that. We also ask you to look at different websites and also to evaluate your life based on some of the websites that you look at. How are those indicative of your spiritual strengths and the moral strength that you possess? There are also some great follow-on articles or follow-on suggestions that you can go to about different books that you can read. And depending on what faith background you come from, go to your minister, your priest, or your rabbi, or whoever it is that you go to for spiritual direction. If you're lacking information, we want you to develop, we want you to grow. And we want you to come out of this module, most of all, knowing why I'm here. If you believe that you're here, because God has put you here and that an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-present God has endowed you with certain abilities, then am I responsible to God? If I'm here just because I'm here and you know, there's no God and nothing else beyond that, I still have to figure out how am I going to use what I have. And I share with you about a friend of mine who doesn't believe anything that I believe, about the person who taught me forensics. She doesn't believe in God at all, but she does miraculous things. She does wonderful things. She touches people's lives. She's given freedom to many people. Started great organizations. She knows who she is. She knows her great strengths. And so I encourage you, regardless of where you come from or what basis in terms of faith or no faith that you come from, know who it is you are, know what your motives are, know why it is that you wake up in the morning and do the things that you do, because it shows. And we want to know what those strengths are. What is the best in terms of motive that you possess, and share it with somebody else today.